Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by. It's Pam with Living in Charlottesville, and today I actually want to chat about our pups, whether they are grand pups, whether they are our fur babies, whether they are a fur friend who rescued us, whatever the case may be. They are very important to so many people, and I wanted to address that when looking at living in Charlottesville. So what I'm going to do is jump right into it. And the first thing I want to talk about is actually, well, what about supplies? Am I going to be pressed to find everything I could ever want to either A, provide for, or B, spoil, or a combination for my four-legged baby? So let's talk simple feeding, shopping, and everything available. What I'm going to actually do is pull up my desktop real quick and show you the map. All right, so what you see here, outlined, you see the red line. So if you've seen any of my videos, you know that that's Charlottesville. And then the area around it is actually Albemarle County, which is also the Charlottesville zip code. Really, they're the same thing. When you say I'm moving to Charlottesville, you're probably moving to Charlottesville, Albemarle, Fluvanna Green, any of those surrounding areas. It's sort of all considered our metropolitan area. But back to the pups. So here's Charlottesville. Main thoroughway is going to be right here. So the first thing I actually want to show you is for shopping. We have all the big shopping areas. Now, I know I say that we don't have all, we don't have malls, and we don't have Mall of America, and we don't have a lot of stuff like that. But we do have, obviously, the big pet areas. So the first big national store that I'm talking about is going to be PetSmart. So Charlottesville actually has two of them. So here's 29, Charlottesville is down here. So the first one is in this Target shopping center. So that is called Hollymead Town Center. It is actually across from a different neighborhood that sort of rainbows around it, but the shopping center, all right here, is called Hollymead Town Center. So there's a very large PetSmart there, and it has a Banfield veterinary. It has a grooming center in it. The other one is going to be down, quite honestly, on the opposite side of town. And I'm going to just put it in here to make it fast for us. And that is going to be 5th Street Station. So did y'all see how fast that came up there? So again, here's 64. So one PetSmart is on one side, and then 5th Street Station houses another PetSmart. That one is much smaller. So if you're going for the full day of pampering and buying, probably the one up by Target is going to be better. So the two PetSmarts, one's up on 29 by Target, and one is down in 5th Street Station. Petco, another national brand, is actually going to be over here in right in this area. It's right at the interchange of 29 and 250. It is right next to Best Buy. So that's a very easy one, very easy, especially if you're in the city or you're using public transportation. The other national one is going to be Pet Supplies Plus, and that is actually going to be just up the street. It's a much smaller store, but that's going to be up off of Greenbrier Drive. And Greenbrier Drive is someplace that you're going to want to pay attention to, because that is also someplace I'm going to mention later when I'm talking about emergency veterinarian care. So those are going to be all your big national ones. Okay, so then we have our local ones. And I gotta say, we have the full gamut of really, from everything from really bougie, cute, like $100 sweaters for your dog, all the way up to natural wild feeders, so like frozen refrigerated food, good branded food. So those include, so the whole variety here. We have Crate and Morrow. Crate and Morrow is going to be located over in the Stonefield Shopping Center. So that's going to be off of 29 at 29 and Hydraulic Road. It is over where Costco, Trader Joe's, those kind of things. So Crate and Morrow. Fluffy's Pet Shop. Just went in there. Oh my gosh, super cute. It's located in Barracks Road. It is over, sort of tucked behind, there's what we call the island stores of Barracks Road. It's sort of on the main strip of Barracks Road, but it's tucked behind the islands over near Happy Cook and places like that. Newer store, but I just went in there a few weeks ago. Super cute. And if I win the lottery, you'll never know, because I will probably buy the place out. Super cute stuff. Animal Connection, oh my gosh, long time, dedicated. What I mean by that is a lot of these pet store owners have connections beyond owning a store. So Crate and Morrow was a long time. They used to do boarding, training, and things, and they didn't have options, so they opened Crate and Morrow. Animal Connection, she has been salt of the earth since she opened. She's recently moved, so she's in a new location. But again, great amenities, great services, great food. Paw Prints is a newer one. See, I say brand new because I'm talking like less than 5 years, but that's my own brain. Paw Prints is located off the downtown mall, I believe. Have not been down there. Sorry. The downtown mall to me has a lot of schlep factor. So unless I really need it or I'm eating down there, I just don't go. And then, oh my gosh, what I'm going to get. So my favorite is Natural Pet Essentials. So that is actually located up on 29 North. That's actually on the south side. Coming down, it's a block from, no, actually it would be considered the same block. Maybe a block up. It's either the same block or a block up from PetSmart, except for this is a true locally owned, and holy crap, the service she does. So, okay, Natural Pet Essentials. So they do food, they do treats, they do clothing, they have a dog wash station. They do everything, but then they go way above and beyond. So I happen to know that she does fostering for several of the rescues here in town. If you don't know what fostering is, let's chat when you get here and you're living in Charlottesville, because it is a service that is just amazing and actually a great option for people who just can't go through another fur baby, but they really want to give back. Anyways, she works with several of the rescues. She does pet food drives. They did, hold on. I'm going to show you. So they actually had, so I'm telling you, when I know, so I'm going to see if I can put this up here. See, that's my fur grandpuppy. So that's my little Annie. But here is what I wanted to show you. Here it is. Oh my gosh, how cute is this? So Natural Pet Essentials actually had Santa stop by. They're good friends. They're good friends with Santa. And look at this. Oh my gosh, there's my two babies. That's Kai, and Millie is up under Santa's arm. How freaking cute. Santa was amazing. I mean, the dude runs around with reindeer, so obviously he knows what he's doing with the animals. But the Santa was phenomenal. Hold on, I'm going to show you another, because I also have that. There it is. So I also took, look at that. So that's my grandpup, Annie. Oh, isn't she cute? Yes, this could be an entire video on my fur babies, because I am a huge fur mama. Have been since we've lived here, and I won't go back to that, but I'm pretty sure there was the invention of the wheel. So, Natural Pet essentials. Phenomenal store. Okay, let's get into it right now. So again, thanks for stopping by and thanks for checking out moving to Charlottesville with your pups. So we've already talked about, okay, you're going to be covered. You're going to be covered whether it's to buy them an adorable outfit or feed them the healthiest food possible. You do not have to rely on Amazon or Cville from the Walmart, whatever it is. Great, great options. A plethora of them, so whatever works best for you. But you got to reach out to me so that we know what we're working with and helping you with. So that's a big thing. I'm a huge pet person. I've always had dogs. My husband and I have fostered several dogs. Actually, we were fortunate enough to foster one of the Invigo beagles. Don't know if you remember that. Huge, like 3,000 beagles in a research facility where they sell the beagles. It was shut down, so we were fortunate enough to actually be able to foster one until he found his forever mommy and daddy. And I know who they are. Oh my God, he really did win the Puppy Beagle Award for Best Home. Anyways, so I get it. Your pup is your fur baby. That's all there is to it. And it doesn't matter. You're my cat people. I have clients. I actually have one client who has over 10 babies, all of them feline. And actually he had one that was, I believe it turned 28 when his time finally and his last life finally was called up. But phenomenal place for pets, whether cats, dogs, exotics. I have a lot of friends with snakes, reptiles. There's a pretty good bird population here too. So we have all that you need. But obviously, what about the care for them? So medical care is the next thing up. Overall, we have over 30 veterinarian centers in the area. Now, those could be single doctor, or those could be multiple doctor, one veterinarian care. I'm thinking, if I've ever heard anybody complain, if you put it on Reddit, you put it on Facebook, you put it on wherever, next door, hey, I need a good vet. Holy crap, you're going to get so many comments. And it's like our schools. Everybody loves their veterinarian. So no matter what you need, exotic, dog, feline, whatever, there are over 30 veterinarian clinics in and around the Charlottesville area. So that's not even like Fluvanna or Green. That's just here in our area. What's really cool, one of those veterinarians is cat only. No dogs will cross that threshold. The cat care clinic also does boarding and some other stuff. So again, options, cat care clinic. One is a holistic veterinarian, which we had to utilize with our Dixie because she had like blown out her back somehow. She was just a little thing, but they do acupuncture and they do laser and they do the water treadmill and stuff. And then fortunately, we also have traveling vets. Now, folks who have large animals, horses, cows, pigs, are quite accustomed to traveling vets. But if you have a pup, a cat, or whatever, that does not do well to traveling, or for example, if it is an end-of-life situation, and it's and you don't want to cause any more stress in those final, hours, days, then we have traveling vets that will actually come to your home and take care of things. So again, no matter what your needs, whether it's a simple check-in, check-up, or whether it's a saying goodbye and crossing the Rainbow Bridge, we have phenomenal vets who are here to take care of you. So on that same note, we have 2.5 emergency veterinarian clinics. So I'm actually gonna share my screen again. So what, you're like, Pam, 2.5, really? Yeah, 2.5. So the first one I'm gonna bring up is actually Autumn Trails Veterinarian Center. So where is that? Well, overall, so I'm gonna peg it down a little bit so you can get a better idea. So Charlottesville is down here. We're way down here, okay? There's Autumn Trails Veterinarian Center. This is 29 North and South, and this is Albemarle County. So Autumn Trails, and you can see a real cute little picture there. Phenomenal, and I would consider them a prompt care for pet care, And I hate, I'm the first one to admit I've had to utilize them. So it's my understanding that one of the veterinarians that had also worked at the emergency care clinic saw the need for something as an in-between. So you something between, I can't get into my doctor, I have to go to the emergency doctor. Well, Autumn Care is sort of in between. They are a full service veterinarian, but they also take one-offs and emergency care to a point. So if it is 6 o'clock on Wednesday and your veterinarian is closed, Autumn Trails is probably open. I think they're open until 8 or 9 o'clock, but hours may vary, so check with them if that's the case. They're also open, they're just like that extension of your regular vet before you're going to have to go emergency vet. And I will say, I will sing their praises because unfortunately, during the COVID times, we had to utilize them multiple times. We had an 18-year-old cat, the only cat I have ever owned in my life, and Poochie was his name, ruled the roost. And we're talking ruled our 75-pound pit bull all the way down to our 30-pound beagle. Poochie was large and in charge. I was cutting a mat off of Poochie because he was not, as he aged, he just was not grooming himself as much. And I made a huge error and I cut his skin. Oh my God, it makes my heart drop. It makes me ill right now just to think about it. But I rushed him into Autumn Trails and they were like, first, please don't ever do that again. I was like, yeah, that's never happening again. But they were able to take care of him lovingly and quickly, and he was fine. He absolutely recovered, and there was no worse the wear for it. And I have never done anything like that again. So that was one example. And then, so another one I'll sing for the praises of Autumn Trails Veterinarian. They're really easy to get to, in and out of. But after Poochie, unfortunately, then my baby boy Charlie, who, this is Charlie right here, isn't he adorable? Oh my gosh, he was my little love bug. He was not having a good couple of days, and I hope I don't cry. But we finally took him in because we knew he had something was going on, but we didn't know what. Sorry. So we took him into Autumn Trails and they checked him out and they said, yeah, he's definitely getting ready, but if you need to, you can, say goodbyes and all that. So we said our goodbyes, and then they were just so loving and caring for both me, my husband, and for my baby boy Charlie, and helping him go over the Rainbow Bridge. So love Autumn Trails. Do know that they are absolutely phenomenal. Okay, sorry about that. And for those who are pet lovers, I know you get it, because that's been 3 years ago that happened, and it's still, just like with the talking about Poochie, makes my gut just drop thinking that I hurt my babies. Anyways, so that's our hat. Autumn Trails is our half of emergency care. So the other one is going to be, it's right here, Greenbrier, and I'm going to make this smaller. So again, you can sort of get the idea. So Charlottesville is down here. Up here is the airport. Greenbrier Emergency Hospital is actually right off of Greenbrier Drive. Greenbrier Drive. Now remember, I mentioned that earlier. Greenbrier Drive. I mentioned earlier, Pet Supplies Plus is off of Greenbrier Drive. Pet Supplies Plus is right here. Greenbrier Emergency Hospital. And as a pet owner, unfortunately, I've used them as well. They're very, very good. Again, very, very caring. But that is only one. So now we're 1.5. The other one is actually going to be, so this is 29. So 29, I'm going to smooch this, make this smaller. Ooh, look at that. All right, so there's Greenbrier Emergency. This is 29. There's Hollymead, Forest Lakes. And up here is Charlottesville Airport. So this is where VETS, VETTS, is located. It's like right there, right before you get to the airport. They too are a full service veterinarian clinic. So you can get your daily shot, you can get your yearly shots there, you can get the nails clipped, you can do AABs. It's like any other veterinary, but they actually are staffed 24/7. And so they can take care of emergencies as well. A shout out to them. They also accept wildlife rescues, and they will make sure they're stabilized, and then they will arrange for transportation to the wildlife center. And the example I have for that is I'm driving home on 29. I was up probably around here at some random stoplight on 29. And there was a little poof on the side of the road. So I was like, that's not good. So I pulled over and I stopped, and it was a baby woodpecker. And when I'm talking about a poof, I'm talking about the size of like a baseball in your hand. Like a baseball, very, very small. Little poof, nothing but brand new fur fluff feathers, nothing. It was new. So I did not touch him. I went in my car, got something, I wrapped him up, and took him to VETS, VETTS, and they accepted him in, they stabilized him, made sure he was hydrated and safe, and then they arranged transportation to the wildlife center, which is over in the Waynesboro, over the mountain. Everything was great and fine. So kudos to them for that. They will also take emergency cases of pups that were found. We had a case a few years back where somebody found a pit bull that had been shot multiple times and thrown into a ditch to die, obviously. And a Good Samaritan found them and brought them, and vets saved them. So again, phenomenal community involvement. So 2.5, we have Greenbrier, we have vets, and we have Autumn Trail. So again, now we've taken care of your pets. We've fed them, we've clothed them, we've given them veterinarian care. What's next? I don't know. Let me look and see. Oh, the other thing I did want to mention about veterinarian care. So the other thing we actually do have here in place is we have specialists. And what do I mean by specialists? Well, if your dog blows out an ACL, or if your dog unfortunately gets shot and it's much more severe than even the emergency, or it needs additional care, additional fixing care. We actually are fortunate to also be housing community of the Virginia veterinary specialists. Virginia veterinary specialists do all the big surgeries and things like that, such as fixing knees and legs and settings, blah, blah, blah. They are actually located off Greenbrier Drive, right next to the Greenbrier Emergency Center. And then my final thing for you is, what if it goes beyond that? And I will say, family experience, I know what happens next. So if you have to go beyond for specialty care, we are in the middle of a couple of amazing places. One is going to be Virginia Tech Veterinarian School. So that is going to be down in Farmville, about 2 hours away. They're the veterinarian education center for the state of Virginia and for Maryland, I believe. They have cutting technology and cutting edge doctors and just amazing. So they can deal with things that other vets have never even heard of. So that's one. So that would be south to us, about 2 hours. The other one is going to be Bush veterinarian centers, and those are going to be located in Richmond. Those are specialty centers. So if you have a cardiac issue, if you have a neurological issue, then those are about an hour and a half away. But they're in Richmond, again, cutting edge. We had to take my daughter's service dog, Chet. Chet came down within 24 hours. He was diagnosed with myasthenia gravis, and he was a big boy. He was like a 75-pound pit bull, but he was also a trained service dog. So this is not something that you just go, oh, that's the end of that. I mean, besides being in your family, that's a service dog is irreplaceable, really, quite honestly. So we did everything possible, and we ended up having to go to the Bush Neurological Center to help try to stem off and treat Chet. So I will unfortunately say that is not what happened. They gave amazing care, and Chet was in no discomfort, but unfortunately Chet passed within a few days. So, but the ability, the options are there. So that's the bigger thing. We didn't have to just give up. We didn't have to just throw in the towel. We were able to seek more care. Next up, real quick, daycare, training. Huge variety of both of those options here. So daycares, we have everything from closed in, like large family room kind of areas. Does that make sense? I mean, it's larger than a family room, but they don't go outside per se. All the way up to dog fields, where you drop them for daycare and they just get to run wild and roll in goodness knows what and have a good time. So there's the full varieties of that. There's also the training options are amazing. Many of our trainers are the positive reinforcement trainers. We go all the way to trainers who do use correction shock collars kind of thing. So again, full variety, full gamut of ability of trainers. And we have places that do board and train. So if you're, say, going on a vacation and you have a new puppy or having some difficulties with a pup, then you can actually board them there and they work on their training as well. When you get here and we talk about things further, I am more than happy to give you my recommendations on places, but overall, they're all phenomenal. But your mileage may vary. You need to do you and do what is best for your fur baby. So, all options. When you have to leave them, you know you can't take them everywhere. So when you have to leave them, we have several veterinarian clinics that will watch. And I just went to Puerto Rico with a friend, and she has a cat, and it's her last fur baby, so she's very overprotective. Well, Fido, her cat, of course, got a massive bladder UTI where it was turning grit and sand right before she was going to leave. So she asked her vet, and guess what? It was autumn trails. She asked her vet if Fido could stay there so that they could monitor him instead of just letting him roam at home and take a chance he would get locked up again before she got back. So there are several veterinarians that will board. Different ones have different answers for different issues. Um, Neighbors, a lot of the neighborhoods, holy crap, you have plenty of options for everything from college kids to high school kids to, you know, even middle school kids in the neighborhood. Obviously, we utilize Rover and care.com apps. So those would also give you the ability to find somebody to watch out for your little fur baby. And, you know, again, when you get here, I'll give you my options. I'll give you my recommendations. But you have to call me. You have to let me know so that we know what you're looking for and where you should be with your fur baby. Okay? All right. Up next, we've housed them, we've fed them, we've given them medical care, we have trained them, we've boarded them. Now let's talk about socializing. First and foremost, please make the decision between you, your pup, and your veterinarian. I am actually not a big dog park person because there's been too many issues, and it's not necessarily a certain dog park or anything like that, but my veterinarian does not recommend socializing in a dog park. So I believe they went to school and they have their reasons, and they know that. Just like if they bought a house, they would listen to me. I listen to them for the vet care. So getting back to dog parks and socializing, my vet does not recommend it. And like I said, I totally trust his judgment. Actually, it's his and hers because I see a couple of vets in the same practice. But we do have amazing dog parks. Some of the big ones that you're going to find here in the Charlottesville, Albemarle area, Chris Green Lake. It's an Albemarle County park, but they actually have a dog park area that includes with water for your water-loving pups. So it's an amazing place. It's a nice little walk. You have to keep them leashed walking to the dog park, but then they can go off leash. Azalea Park is a city park that is down toward the 5th Street area. Claudius Crozet Park has a dog park area. I did a video on Crozet, so you can check out more information there. Darden Tow, you've heard me talk about. It's located up off of Pantops. That is a really big park, and that's a very active dog park area. They actually have 2 dog parks, and they're divided for small and then large dogs. And then another one is Riverview Park. So dogs can be off leash there, but it's not a fenced-in, guarded area. But those are all available options for the city and for the county. And you know what? There's some great ones in the adjoining areas too. Fluvanna has a phenomenal one. Green has some great ones as well. So lots and lots of options if you want your pup to be able to go off leash and see what else is going on. Okay, where else can you take your pup? Socializing. Well, if you're going out to eat, if you're going out to drink, it would be phenomenal if you could take your dog. And yes, you can. So the downtown mall, especially during the, I would say 8 months out of the year that you can actually eat outside, most of the eateries welcome your pup. I know we go to the Nook restaurant for Sunday brunch, and we will take our pups because they provide them a water bowl, and our pups will just sit there and hang out and watch everybody go by. So lots of options on the downtown mall. Check out Bring Fido. Bring Fido. That will should give you a really good list of places that you can bring your pups. If you are wanting to go out, go wine tasting, do a flight at a brewery, many of them as well. Jefferson Vineyards, Pippin Hill, and then Keswick are 3 right off the top that I know welcome well-behaved pups on leash to come and hang out with their owners. But again, here's a great link from virginia.org on the 50 best winery places for your pets. So check that out. It might give you some ideas. All neighborhoods are private. There are some great neighborhoods that also really involve your pups. One that comes to mind, Avinity. Avinity neighborhood actually has a private dog park. So check out my videos on best neighborhoods in Charlottesville and Albemarle, and you can find more neighborhood insider tips. Finally, hiking and trails. A big reason people love the area is because of the beauty, the mountains, the fishing, just everything, all the outdoor. Just went horseback riding last week with my best friend, and our guide actually had his blue heeler followed us the entire time. Now, you can't just assume you can bring your dog horseback riding. That's not what I'm saying. But there are plenty of trails and hikes that you can actually take them on. One in town is the Saunders Mountain. Now, the entire Saunders Mountain Trail is not dog friendly, but there is a loop that is dog permissible. So again, plenty of options. Biggest reminder for you. Many of these areas will have waste stations. Do not depend on those. Please be a good pet parent and bring and take care of waste, and bring a water bowl, and if there's anything else that your pup needs. Do not assume that an area will provide anything, and you definitely, you know what, it would be like bringing your toddler and not having a change in diaper, or just throwing the diaper off into the woods. Be a good pet parent, be a good fur baby parent, and come prepared to have your pet enjoy the time with you. I even have a good friend who walks her cat, and you'll see her in her neighborhood now. She lives in Louisa, but she'll actually walk her cat around the neighborhood, and the cat absolutely adores it. So again, no judgment, cat, dog. I don't know that you're going to be taking your snake for a slither or a bird for a fly, but just be a good pet parent. Okay, pause down. Charlottesville is an amazing area that if you are looking to relocate and check out living in Charlottesville, you and your fur baby will be more, or you and your scale baby, I don't know, you and your fur baby will be welcome and be, if they are well behaved and well mannered, you will be able to go so many places. You have nationwide phenomenal care here with direct access in our area, and you have, all the amenities that you could ever want or need, all the adventures. So what I need you to do is to reach out to me, give me a call, drop me a text, shoot me an email. Let's see if living in Charlottesville is right for you. Oh, and as a reminder, I don't think anybody watches these, so I would really love your thumbs up so that I know somebody is out there and I'm not just talking to myself and ugly crying to myself. But I'm going to leave you now with some more pictures of my fur babies. Y'all have a good one. See ya.